Welcome back to Tenerife, the second semi-final of the Intercontinental Club, and the hosts, Iberostar Tenerife and Rio Grande Valley Vipers, are the nightcap game after Segafredo Virtus Bologna dominated San Lorenzo de Almagro in the fourth quarter to run out 75-57 winners. But Tenerife used to hosting these events, and more importantly for their fans, they're also used to winning these events. So Lloyd, Tenerife at home, it's obviously a huge advantage, but they're playing against a team that they're not going to be used to playing this type of style of basketball. Absolutely, Mark. Well, Tenerife, they've got a lot going for them. Last time there was a Final Four here. It was the Basketball Champions League Final Four 2016. They came away as champions then. They are the only team to have actually won the Intercontinental Cup as well. That was a straight final the year that they won it in 2017, though. So they have great history, they have great pedigree, but as you said, you know, this is going to be a really different lineup, different matchup for them taking on the Vipers. The Vipers come, they've got 10 players in roster, 8 of them listed as guards. So it shows you the way that the Vipers, who of course are affiliated with the Houston Rockets, are going to play. They're going to space you out, they're going to shoot a lot of threes. You know, the statistics are slightly skewed because of the 48-minute game, but on average they're shooting 41 threes a game. So right around 50% of their shots come from the three-point line. And the question for Tenerife is, how are guys like Shermadini going to get out to guard the perimeter? Is it going to be a struggle for him giving up threes, or is he going to have his way getting to the basket, posting up and getting inside scores? Well, Rio Grande Vipers, 3-time G League champions. I mean, the second time they won, they were coached by Nick Nurse, who last year was obviously the current coach in Toronto, an NBA champion. So it's a program in the G League with pedigree of winning. But they're going to face here a team that is now used to winning in Europe and used to winning competitions against international opposition. Already qualified for the playoffs in this year's Basketball Champions League, Tenerife. But they have a punishing schedule, and now they're going to play against a team that wants to run up and down, Lloyd. It's going to be, as you say, who can control tempo? Well, it's going to be a battle of wills, isn't it? Who's going to win that battle? Can Rio Grande, the Vipers, can they space it out? Can they make it a quick game? Can they get up and down the floor and play a more traditional sort of style for them? Or will it be the half-court game of Tenerife? Don't forget, of course, the Vipers are having to adjust to the rule differences as well. Not only the 48-minute game, but the NBA rules in comparison to the European rules. So how can they adjust towards the defensive 3-second calls, the lack of spacing on the floor in Europe in comparison to the way it is in the NBA? Well, as you said in the brief thing you're going through there, a team of guards that are going to spread the floor, only 2 guys not listed as guards, against a team that really exploit their inside strength in the fact they've got Shermadini absolutely having a phenomenal season. And they run a lot of pick and roll, and they're going to go against quickness in the pick and roll, Lloyd. It's going to be, I know they've got Marcelino Huertas, who's had NBA experience, but he hasn't had NBA experience against a team of guards. It's going to be a completely different look. I mean, Huertas is probably having, statistically, the season of his life. He's an absolute candidate for MVP in the Basketball Champions League. But it's a long old season for someone who's 36 years old. Well, and it's a punishing schedule for them. They play midweek in the Basketball Champions League. You know, now they turn around. They've also got the ACB, which is week in, week out, a tough league for them to play as well. So they're having to compete on so many fronts. They have to go deep into their roster. Like I said, today, it's how much preparation have they had in order to play this Vipers team? How are they going to be able to adjust? Because really, it's not going to come about down to the coaching. It's going to come down to the players making those in-game adjustments as the game's going on. You know, they might have to put some different lineups on the floor. Obviously, Chus Fiderecta is one of the most highly respected coaches in Europe, if not the world. So, you know, he's a man that can come up with little ticky changes to help them. But it's going to be a difficult game for Tenerife, that's for sure. The question is, can they make it a really difficult game for the Vipers as well.
We're going to get a look at the rosters and the referees in a moment. But I'll leave you with a question. We talk about punishing schedules. You ask the player, do you want to go and run and practice for 2 hours, or do you want to play? We'll talk about that in a minute as we see Alexander Glisic, Omar Mascal, and Georgios Porsandis from Serbia, Mexico, and Greece, the third team on the floor this evening. And obviously a group that's going to be under a lot of pressure from the home fans. But Lloyd, you played at a good level. You're going to see this Vipers roster as we look. Would these guys prefer to be running up and down and practicing, or would they prefer to play games?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, for the Vipers team, it's a tremendous opportunity for them, isn't it? Come here, different style of basketball, come to see what the European game is all about. Some of these guys have experience of being in Europe, others don't. For some, it may well be the shop window to a career next year coming overseas, or perhaps just, help on their course for trying to make the Houston Rockets team.
There's the starting lineup, and it's like 5 guards. And in addition to that, obviously, you would have Jarrell Martin might do some more things on the inside, but I don't know how you guard these guys if these guys keep pushing it at you. I don't see Giorgi Shermandini being able to play in this type of game unless he can dominate himself in the way it's played. But Coach Abdel Fattah, he's got a tough job because he's got to coach a team, but obviously fit within the Rockets organization and follow what they're trying to get out of this program.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's the hardest thing with this the job in the G League. If you take as an example, looking at coming in, Jarrell Martin's got great numbers, 16 points, 5 rebounds. One of the leaders for the Vipers, but he's only played 1 game. So,
and here is this Tenerife roster. No Danny Diaz. He's the one guy that normally would be in the roster that's not. But it's very deep, and it's very comfortable playing the way it plays.
Yeah, I mean, they've got such great experience. It starts with Marcelino Huertas, 36 years of age. You already mentioned NBA player. He's played all over the world. But, it's a tough game for him. And I'm interested to see the inside guys. Guys like Shermandini, can he be used today?
Well, Aaron White's a recent addition to this Tenerife lineup. Only played a handful of games, but he's had an automatic impact. Really like the way he adds things to Coach Videretta's lineup. Yeah,
he's a very quality player, Aaron White, and he in a game like today, he's going to provide real help to Tenerife just because of the inside-outside nature of his game. He's essentially a big guard that can play the 4 position. Possibly even they could go really small and have him play the 5 and still get that inside presence.
Well, as you said, from my perspective as well, it's what type of game's on the floor. If Vipers make shots and run, it's going to be a really difficult game for Tenerife to control. And in fact, it may be an impossible game for Tenerife to control. But no better man than this man to work out how to control the game and how to structure a game. Chief Videoretta, experience club-wise, national team-wise, internationally. He would have seen all sorts of ways of playing. It's just the quality of the opponent now.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Videoretta and Huerta standing next to him. You couldn't ask for a better combo, really. So those two, I don't think they'll be phased, but they'll know how difficult it's going to be just with the adjustments of the styles between these two teams. So, yeah, this is going to be a fascinating game to watch. We talked about the different cultures of basketball, and this is why the FIBA Intercontinental Cup is so good to watch, so interesting. Seeing these teams come together to face off against each other, and how those cultures and those styles combine.
Well, it's what it is. We talk about it being intercontinental. You've got the champions of the G League against a team that has won the Basketball Champions League, that has won the Intercontinental Cup. Last year, runners-up in the Basketball Champions League to Segafredo Bologna in a great final. So this competition is unique in the way it's just about bringing great organizations from the world of basketball together to celebrate the quality that there is around the world. The great thing about doing it here is you're doing it in front of a crowd that's so knowledgeable, that's used to winning, has an expectation of the gym.
Oh, you've got the jumps going. Yellow jerseys, the traditional colour of this Tenerife team, starting to fill up that lower bowl.
Well, during the Basketball Champions League season, a number of people have started. We're going to talk about that in a moment. After we've had a minute's silence to celebrate the lives of Kobe Bryant and David Stern, the former NBA commissioner, both recently lost to the world. And this minute's silence in recognition of the loss of those two great basketball personalities.
Descansen en paz.
So Coach Vidioretta's answer to not having Danny Diaz is the guy a little bit more athletic. That's not a surprise with Kanote starting. I'm just intrigued, Lloyd. I'm looking forward to this one just in terms of the intriguing difference in styles. So wherever you are joining us from, whichever continent you are watching us, welcome to Tenerife. Tenerife, the host club in the yellow uniform. The Rio Grande Valley Vipers in the red. And we'll call them the Vipers because I think we get lost with the four other parts of the name. The Vipers have the first possession. Roach gets it into the half court. Wide open three in the corner, the bench is up. Rebound by White. I think it's going to be a lot of one and out.
Well, that's going to be the thing, the three-point shot, especially from the corner from the Vipers.
And there is no surprise that Coach Vidiaretta calls a play to take it straight down the middle. And Huertas trying to find Aaron White. What's surprising in that first look is the Rio Grande Valley Vipers not really getting after defensively.
You're going to see a lot of switching from them. You're going to see a lot of pressure, but they're trying to read the passing lanes.
Oh, quick. Shamadini gets a piece, changes the shot, offensive rebound, and put back at one. Great work on the glass by Martin.
So Taylor just in a little. It's a lightning move from him to get to the inside. He couldn't finish, and then we see the rebound. Good work from Martin on the glass. He was the guy I was saying, he came in to this one. He's only played one game. Roster with the Cleveland Cavaliers until recently. So one game in the G League, 16 points, 5 rebounds from him. And despite the fact he's the biggest guy on the floor, you would think he's a center, a three-point shooter as well, as all these Vipers guys are.
Well, the extra point is no good. Marcelino Huertas takes the ball screen, looks at his options. Handles, gets to the corner. Kanote wide open for three is no good. Defensive rebound. They're off and running again. That's a great. They're going to call that a block. I'd love to see it again, Lloyd.
Yeah, I mean, I just love the reaction of the crowd, if I'm honest. There's one, they just got up, all palms out. Let's have a look. Well, you can't do too much more, right?
He was already standing there.
Yeah.
He was standing there before the pass was made and did the smart thing and gets the foul call. Martin going to work, far side of the ring. And it's going to be Shamadini's, because he's not a great shot blocker, Giorgi Shamadini. His foot speed is going to be tested tonight.
It's difficult to help from the other spots because they're so spread, they're so perimeter-based, the Vipers. You can't really help too much on Martin. It really puts the pressure on Shamadini, but this is where, basically they're going to battle. Can Shamadini have more points down this end than he gives up on the other end?
Well, and if they play one-on-one, he's going to get fouled or score on that move all day. Giorgi Shamadini. He'll be off national team duty at the end of the month as the Continental Championship qualifiers kick in with competition window at the end of February. Mainstay of the Georgian national team. He probably could do with a break, George. absolutely passionate about playing for his country. His country need him, and he'll be there. Hand off. Sampson turns the corner and kicks. Ball doesn't stay still for very long. As I say that, it's held at the point. Sampson fires up the long three, way outside. Great work on the offensive boards. Taylor has it, guarded by White. Gets to the middle. They lift. Drops it. Martin goes to work. They're going to run out of time. Just about get it off. Out of bounds on the catch was Kerwin Roach. We're going to have to be quick to stay up with the pace, Luke.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the way the Vipers want it.
Huertas into the half court. Sashu Salin will find Huertas on the step back. Salin lines it up, puts it down low. Here goes Shemadini again with the hook. He's short. That was better defense because they didn't want to reach at it. Martin down the floor, goes out of bounds. And ball turned over. Basically, Shemadini has to make that shot. Otherwise, he's not going to play very well.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Chinino Huertas. It's been a joy to watch him play Basketball Champions League this season. Huertas on the glass. Chinino Huertas. Salin lines up the three. Count it. Sashu Salin, the finish. Shooting guard just knocks it down for three. What it says on the tin is that Sashu Salin is a three-point shooter and he just knocks it down. Nice pass to Martin on the inside. Powers up with a cute little finish. And Martin's been effective early. Salin in transition will fire the three. Count it. The crowd just stand every time he catches the basketball. And kick. Martin's going to step back. Takes the mid-range two. And he has a lot of offense.
Yes, he does. I mean, it's just up and down, isn't it? One pass and a shot. Both teams not really either not playing defense or not able to play defense right now.
Shemadini one-on-one. Absolute mismatch against Roach. Gets it blocked. White cleans up and puts it in for two. Roach faced, guarded by Salin. He just blows past him. Shemadini comes to help. Finishes over Shemadini. Oh, tough finish.
There's so much space for the Vipers to attack off the dribble. And there's always going to be a match-up or someone they can go at. 2-3 zone already from the Vipers.
Huertas drops it inside. White, foul line jump shot. Sometimes think against these type of lineups, you're just not in your normal rhythm. Great push, great finish. Absolute pace by Isaiah Taylor.
That's it. It's just different for the Tenerife players to go against. They're getting shots where they don't expect to, usually.
Shemadini inside, outside, Salin for three, and that was challenged. Much better job defensively on that one. And they're off to run again. Sampson. There's not even the attempt to look to kick ahead. It's just get it and go.
And you've got to give the Vipers credit, though. The way, just their positioning on the floor, they really are disciplined in their spacing, and that's what's allowing Taylor and these type of guys to break down their man in one-on-ones. So for Tenerife, we talked about this in the last game, Bologna's so good at taking away their space, so good at being in defensive position. And I'm interested to see can Tenerife make those adjustments. Usually Coach Iberostar is so good on the defensive end. Teams are so organized, but this is something, they could have at most had one day of practice in preparation for this game. So that's where I said they're going to have to make these adjustments on the fly.
Well, the second of the three throws is good as the Rio Grande Valley Vipers open up a three-point lead. Marcelino Huertas. Huertas has been a little bit more conservative here because when people step off him in the Basketball Champions League, he's been filling it up points-wise. Comes off the Shemadini screen. Shemadini bumped. They keep him above the charge circle. Shemadini goes with a hook for two.
They've been trying to establish Shemadini, haven't they? That's why, Huertas has been giving it up. I think he'll be more aggressive as time goes on, but they want to try and force it to the inside, establish that inside game, even fouls against the bigs of the Vipers.
And they move the ball again. Sampson fires it, doesn't get the three. Mata goes up, the Australian gets the putback for two. Good athleticism, really quick move to the rebound.
I mean, he's the one true big for this Vipers team, but even he has the ability to step out as well.
Salin off the down screen, they get Shamadini inside, they try and lose space with him. Huertas, Milite in the corner for three is short. But Marcelino Huertas is definitely in pass-first mode, and that was just thrown away. I think the point, they look long again, great reaction, because no one was ready, including us, or me, it's more to the point. They look long. White had leaked out. Phillips going to bring it in on the sideline. Salin's going to sip as Gabriel Lundberg will step in. Finally get it in, they float it inside to Shamadini, can't finish from 2 feet. Just uncomfortable with people around his feet. The open three is just dropped by Sampson.
Shamadini misses, he's struggling so much to keep up with Maker. Just like the first game, really. The transition play from Bologna, this time from Vipers, forcing somebody else to guard the big in transition.
Huertas turns down the shot again, goes inside. Shamadini's pass is intercepted. Taylor comes down with it, gives it up. Taylor gets the two. And Tenerife are going to have to take the timeout as they trail 20-12 with 3:40 to go in the first. And my only comment, Lloyd, is this team has been used to Huertas scoring, and Huertas is not shooting, and that's not the way they play.
But it's because they're so now consumed with the mismatches on the inside that they've stopped playing their basketball.
Yeah.
So their brand of basketball is being taken away by the changes that the Vipers are forcing them to do. You know, the first adjustment they seem to have made is now they're trying to enter to the big man from on the top now, rather than from on the wing, which is a lot easier for you to be able to, when you do get it, just turn and score without the double, without help being able to come. But the most important thing for the Tenerife offense, they've just got to stop worrying about the mismatches. Stop worrying about the fact that they've got this advantage on the inside. Just play, take their regular shots, and then, you know, where they've got a massive advantage is Shamadini on the offensive glass as well. So if you get a switch, you can roll to the basket, you still take the three-point shot, you still try and penetrate and score from the guards, knowing you've almost got the safety net of a big guy crashing the glass.
Well, Guerra at 2 meters 14 checks in. Lacks the mobility that Shamadini has, but he has a huge physical size, strength advantage. Can he use it? White's hardly seen the basketball as well. Here's Huertas. Lundberg finds White. Guerra gets a touch, goes baseline, far side of the ring, easy two.
Solid start.
Santiago Eustace also in the game. White gets a piece, just recovered, turned over. Huertas has it. Lundberg's down the floor. He'll go up. Well, to be fair, did a great job staying with it because it was knocked out of his hand and he recovered it. Great response to the timeout. That's normal. When Iberostar makes a point, they normally do better. Step back for the three is long. Guerra into the game, scores and gets a defensive rebound. Watkins with a missed three. Huertas will move it on. White. Lundberg flashes high, gets it to Eustace, puts it on the floor, he's fouled. As Brown took the ball fake, 150%. Substitution as Roach comes back in. And Alejandro Lopez joins the action for Tenerife. Only White is left from the starters. Guerra is the release. Lopez moves it on. Lundberg looking underneath. They're going to double down and offer Lundberg the three. He goes long. Recovers it. Gets it inside the Guerra. Star drops it off to Lundberg's smart play.
And that's what we're saying about not rushing, not forcing the first action. European team's so good usually. Somehow that drops. So good usually, you just go into the next one, taking really high effective shots every time down.
Massa gets the drop, almost gets the steal. Lundberg swings it, White thinks about it, puts it on the floor, going baseline. Waits, gets an angle, cute little finish. Hours and hours and hours of little finishes around the ring. And White was just under control, found a little angle, waits for the defense, uses the glass, beautiful finish.
Just so patient from White. They said waits for the defense. Could have taken the three, decided not to, and you know, put it on the floor knowing he just had to play under control. Didn't want to lose the ball, the defense can't stop it.
Jerome Martin checks back in as Macon steps out. White will sit down. He's going to be replaced by Thomas Melo, who's had an interesting season this year. He's been very effective in the Basketball Champions League when he's got extended minutes, as Tenerife really do share minutes out. Martin out top. Back cut, needs a hand off, odd pass, hands it off. Cornwell gives it up. That's quick. That is quick. Kerwin Roach just took off and exploded. Lopez turns down the three, backs it out. Guerra will dive to the block, gets beat. Guarded by Cornwell, whistle on the play. They're going to wipe it off and say it was on the floor.
Just interested about the adjustments that you know are going to come from Tenerife. They're going to try and change up the defense, use a bit of zone perhaps, in the second quarter or even into the second half. Just try and think about also the things that the Vipers don't see a lot of. They don't see a lot of the European zone where you can pack it in. You know, plays like that. And I think that's the big thing missing from Tenerife at the moment. The help defense, which is tough though when you've got guys like Roach just blowing past your man with some unbelievable quickness.
You almost have to be where you would rotate to before you even start, and then they'll just hit the open man on the perimeter. Ball's knocked away. Brown recovers. Barry Brown, nice find in the corner. Open three is short, way short. Lopez. Guerra gives him the early screen, gets deep, wants it, and gets it. They take him off the block. Sweet little finish. That's the move that Guerra can't make against a very solid big, because he wouldn't be able to come back out from behind the backboard. Nice finish by the big man. Martin has it. We're tied at 24 in the last minute of the first half. That first quarter's just blown by. Martin steps back for three, is long. Lopez with about a 3-second differential. Tough move. Super quickness by Santiago Justa. I don't think Coach Villarreal is too enamored with him taking it that early.
Although the shot doesn't really matter in this game, does it? The way it's gone, yeah. You know, Vipers don't really play with a shot clock at any time.
Mahmoud Abou Fatah has just called one shot. I think it's the first time I've seen him.
No, he called a play.
Oh, did he just call one?
Called
okay.
25.
Oh. So Tenerife, for the first time in a while. I mean, they led early after the salad back-to-back threes, but they went 10 down, 8 down. Timeout by Villarreal made that adjustment. Now they lead after going on a 16-4 run to take back the lead. 2-2-1 trap, and they beat it, but they take a fair bit of time out of the shot clock. Kerwin Roach, who is scarily quick. Roach attacks it down the middle again, somehow manufactures an angle. They have to go from there. Lopez from the halfway line. is no good. And we have reached the end of the first quarter. First chance we've had to take a breath. And Tenerife, after trailing by 8 early, lead this 26-24. Going to look at the stats for it, and there's going to be a lot of shots.
Well, I think you've seen already in the first 10 minutes why this is going to be such an entertaining game. And the thing is that the Vipers, I mean, both teams really, Vipers just 1 of 7 for 3 though. So when they do, or if they do start hitting some of those 3-point shots, it could be a really, really interesting game, that's for sure.
It's also a dangerous game, isn't it? Because you're never actually safe. You build a 10-point lead and you think, we're okay. But with a team that wants to run and shoot like the Vipers do, 10 points goes away in a very quick period of time.
That's it. In the previous semi-final, 10 points was a big lead because the teams, they ended up with 1 in the 70s, 1 in the 50s. So 10 points is a big percentage of your total here. We're looking like we're going to get over 100 for both teams. So, 10 points isn't such a big percentage of that overall total of points. And like you said, it's more than easy to come back with a game which has a lot of possessions, gets up and down. 10 points it doesn't take a lot of time to come back from that.
Well, there's one of the stories of that first quarter. How could Tenerife use or protect Jorge Chamadini? And the issue for them is, he and Huertas have been the focal point offensively for them all year. Chamadini being a focal point because people have had to go at Huertas. Huertas has not taken a shot in that first quarter. Before we start this second quarter, there is a lot of great basketball going on at the moment. The women are involved in their Olympics qualifiers. You've got continental qualifiers coming up at the end of the month. Then you're going to get into playoff action and cup action across Europe and around the world. This is a great time to be watching this sport. Lopez comes off the screen. Herrera dives. Iberostar attacks it with his own quickness. Inside, outside. The 3 is gone. It's short. Great chase down by Iberostar. Herrera can't handle it. Pass 3 is good, and that's how to run the break if you want to get the ball down the floor. The ball didn't touch the floor. 2 passes, open 3, and back in front go the Rio Grande Valley Vipers. Again, the rotation is really, the quickness is really giving Guerra a problem.
Just the activity in the hands, isn't it? And now, that drop we said about the 3-point shooting could be the X factor in this one.
Well, Cornwall do get it to drop. Lundberg gets Guerra. He's okay one-on-one. It's when they start to do that, literally attack him from the help side. This is going up from the corner. It's good.
Every time they get a corner 3, it is going up. That's a big staple of the analytics behind the Houston Rockets. The corner 3, that's percentage shot. It's supposed to be Vipers ball. Then we're going to have 4 subs coming in for the Vipers as well.
That corner 3 is what is the closest 3-point shot, isn't it? Yeah. Because of the straightening of the line. Chamadini's back. He's going to replace Frank Guerra. Guerra was effective, but as soon as they started to send the quick help against him, real problems.
They come out with Maker on the floor, but he guards Iberostar, and they leave Taylor to guard Chamadini under the ring. Taylor, a 1 or 2 guard.
Iberostar puts it on the floor, off the glass, and 1. Interesting question again for you. The help is not helping, is it? It's when you help you attack the ball. It's literally, you're not trying to stop anything, you are going after the basketball. Much more aggressive from the help side. That time it didn't work for them.
Iberostar's been good since he's come up. They found a balance of lineup with guys like Iberostar, Iffy Lundberg as well, who can play against his more athletic lineups.
2-2-1 track. It's soft. It's not really going after. It's more that they take some time out of the clock. Already down to 10. That's her makeup. That's great defense by Lopez. The three in the corner is short. Offensive rebound is hunted down, and Sampson will pick it up. A 14-second reset. Make it with a screen. They double team on the sideline, turn it over. Lundberg's got to hunt this down. Nice finish.
Like I say, that's where he can be an X factor, Lundberg. Defensive ends, creates havoc, and then the ability to finish in transition.
6 points personal for the Danish Tenerife guard. Another turnover, and he's sloppy with the basketball. Last year was then Shamadini! Down the wrong way, flushes it hard. That'll make him feel a lot better. Osius, after the help, kicks it off. Taylor has it, puts it on the floor again, beats the defense in the lane with a tough one. Makers after it, so active on the glass, does a really nice job. And he's, if that's what he's going to add, he's really active.
Yeah, absolutely. I just feel like Tenerife is starting to get used to this game now. The way they've got to play it here, you see a couple of defensive possessions for them. Started to be a bit more one-on-one orientated, a bit more aggressive.
And they've trapped the last couple of times. Quick three in the corner is good, but while the corner exists, there's always hope. Kids with the three. The tempo of the game is relentless. Lundberg will take the Shamadini screen, who then holds and times his dive a little better. Gets deep. Been in there forever. Steps out. Used it for three. Is good.
Uster and Lundberg will change this game between them. So first 8 points now for Uster, 6 for Lundberg.
Another steal. Taken the Uster 2 because of the contact with the ring.
That's being unsportsmanlike foul there, yeah.
Absolutely unsportsmanlike foul. I don't think that's not what officials are supposed to do in that moment. Unless they thought it was just a bit incidental and they sort of ran into each other. 5-point lead now for Tenerife. Dangerous time for Rio Grande. Well, kicks it, open three in the corner, is good.
Make enough of them to hang around though.
Osius this time, it's not as if there's one guy who runs to the corner. Anyone who gets to the corner, it's a green light.
Zone defense again for the Vipers.
Trying to protect it a little better. Uster changes it mid-shot because they got a piece of it. Taylor's on the run. And he's fouled mid-court by Lundberg. Marcelino Huertas is just about to check in, as is Sashu Salin, as Tenerife, in the way that Iberostar likes to do things, returns to his starting lineup with the exception of White. Just still in, and he should be used to it. He's been exceptional.
He's got some momentum now, and it's only going to help Huertas and Salin to get going. So now you've got the dual threat of Salin and Uster out on the perimeter. Both of them knocked down the three, and now there's going to give more space for Huertas to try and play.
So Rio Grande Valley Vipers take the timeout. They trail by 2. And it's exactly as you said. Every time you think that Tenerife are starting to establish control, a couple of corner threes, and they're right back in it.
My team, take it forward. Play touches, let's go. Reset here, 2. Check this back screen. Look to the line. If that's not there, you're cleared out. 2. Come get right here, Sean. You're coming off here. I see. Go back to Sean. 2, come get it. Go right here. I'm going downhill. All right, you guys got it. 2, you're rolling. Sean, you stay straight. All right? Hey, against the press, attack them. All right, let's go.
They're going to get it and go, right?
I think taking that, they're going to be aggressive.
Exactly.
So you're going to get downhill on the full screen, and you're going to get it and go against the press, and that's the way they play. I mean, it's quite easy to frame the way this Vipers team plays. They are the aggressors. They are the attackers.
Maker's the man who relieves the pressure. Taylor has it. Maker's going to give him a ball screen. If he ever gets there, he doesn't take it. There's the downhill bit, kick to the corner, wide open in the corner for three. It's good. And it does not matter who's there. Thornwell makes back-to-back threes in the corner. And they are
5 of 7 this quarter from three. So after a set, how they struggled in that first 10 minutes and turned it around.
Well, it's a testimony to how well Tenerife have improved things as Salin gets his feet set in the corner. Is short on the glass though. Euster again comes up with a play. Straight attack the press. And foul call. Aaron White's going to come back, so it's the starters plus Euster. And Canote's the only starter not back in the game for Tenerife. This is fascinating. Because if you do not stop the ball, it's going one way. Headline possession for Rio Grande Valley Vipers. Loving the game at the moment, loving it.
This, look at the 4 guys all on the same side of the floor.
Yep.
To start.
Well, they roll Martin to the weak side, doesn't get it. It's just about retained possession as Thornwell has it. Gets in the lane, little floater, doesn't get it to go. Shemadini pulls it in. Euster told to run, it gets it to Salin down the floor. Defensive transition is... Oh. Let's have a look at it again.
I think it's because he went with the arm first.
His reactions, there's no foul.
No, I didn't see the replay there.
There's no foul. There's no push with the elbow either. It's just normal action with the arm. And I think maybe he had to fall over. There's no foul.
I'm just looking at the lineups now, and it's the first time Tenerife have matched them. They've got 4 guards and then Aaron White around it, so it's almost, you know, the same sort of lineup as the Vipers, but now it's going to become a one-on-one battle. That's the thing. The Tenerife have the guy defensively in one-on-one.
I would say no. White wants it, got to give it to him. Lundberg at the high post is blocked. So the level of the game, they've gone, say, 5 for 7 from 3. They lead by 1. Yeah. I mean, it's just a level. Kerwin Roach comes back in.
This is kind of catching up. So Martin takes whoever brings it in.
Yeah. Everyone else is going to be switching into a passer lane.
Yeah.
White's the release. And that's the out of bounds is just a release at the moment. White goes full screen. Huertas has it. Puts it on the floor, attacks the space, has it knocked away. Martin brings it. He's not giving it to anyone. Goes up, doesn't get it. I thought he was fouled. No, they're going to go back this way. That was White. I genuinely feel Martin got hit. He had a 2-on-1. Possibly should have given it up. Jesus Villaeta is now explaining to the official why he took Shemadini out. But he can't play, she won't let him play. White needs touches to the ball, and he's not getting any. Salin is the release. Huertas. Guarded by Martin, goes past it, kicks. Berg for 3, it's good.
It's better Tenerife basketball. The way they played, Huertas making it, penetration, getting to the lane, finding the open shooter. It's a rare breakdown, and they haven't broken him down off the dribble, have they?
Great move again by Isaiah Taylor. They just can't contain him.
But why would this lineup with Tenerife just not switching? I mean, Aaron White can guard the ball, that they're getting hurt on his recovery back to his man. Why not just switch? That's the reason for having this small lineup on the floor.
Euster catches and goes, drops it inside. White can't handle it. Turnover, chance to run. They don't need a second opportunity. Taylor has it, pushes, gets all the way to the glass, is fouled. Tashu Salin picks up the personal.
see on the replay just how quick and explosive that step is, do you? Just incredible from Isaiah Taylor.
You have to take the drive lane away before the drive lane is there, otherwise it's gone. Literally. I'm with you, I'm surprised you haven't seen a mix-up. They were very successful when they trapped Tenerife.
Yeah, I wonder if they're just saving it though. Saving it to the second half.
Yeah, we've had a look. We've had a look how it's going to work. We know we've got it in the locker if we need it. We know it's a one-point game. 3:05 to go. We've got a 44 game. 45 game made that. And the scoring is not a debate in this one. Huertas. Salad steps back, takes the tough three, is short. Buster again comes up with a stack. Lundberg gets the two. Santiago Buster, for me, player of the first half for Tenerife. Does so many things for them. Martin has it out top. Looks to hand it off. Sampson has it taken away. This time Lundberg, who runs the floor. Almost bailed out of the layup. Ball will stay with Tenerife.
There's a real breakdown on offense that time for the Vipers. They had the open man in the corner. I think it was Roach, who we see there. He was the guy just parked with this left-hand corner shot, but didn't see the ball.
Santiago Buster sits down. An exceptional contribution. Brandon Sampson goes to the bench for the Vipers. Square up is blocked. We didn't see how he came down. I think Lucius is going to be fine. Peels himself off the floor. The floor wire
to the face when he blocked it.
It's a decent block. He's going to sit just to check himself out.
Big lineup for the Vipers now. They've got two forwards on the floor at the same time.
I don't know if they can play that. One of them is not really an inside player anyway. Someone's going to, doesn't matter who steps out. Sally's going to be the release man. No, he's not. He's where he is. Gets it to Huertas.
So they just need to let Huertas play one-on-one here. See if he can break Martin down.
Nice find in the corner. White waits for the fly-by-wide. Lundberg for three is good. If they just take an extra pass, they end up with an open look. Roach going baseline, wraps the pass. Make out on the inside out. Martin lines up for three. It's long, and great effort by Roach. Just couldn't keep it alive and control it. Huertas pushes Salin. Little flyby for three is up. Sort of shot you'd expect Sashi Salin to make. Isaiah Taylor has it. Kicks, corners open, they turn it down again.
The help though that time from Tenerife, just flooding to the ball.
Taylor has to put it up with less than 3 on the clock. Guerrero does a nice job just boxing out. Here comes Huertas. It's the early ball screen. Now Guerrero gets the touch, guarded by Martin. Drops the pass into White. And they'll get a 15-second reset as Jacoby Boykins stepped out of bounds at the same time. Kerwin Roach sits. Vipers still have it by 3, 48-45, still 5 to go, 5 seconds that is. White, tough one off the glass, doesn't get it to drop. Martin just about stays in bounds. Taylor, guarded by White, who gaps him enough to contain him. They move to the corner. Drops it inside, Maker goes on the turnaround and one. A little unorthodox, but he's quick. got rid of the ball really quickly on the turnover.
Good movement from him as well.
Yeah.
You know, we don't often see them playing in the low block, but that time Maker was. Excellent movement around, you know, circle action.
Kevin Roach checks back in. Tenerife with a 1-point lead, but Maker on the free throw line. With lots of time on the clock, one's foul. Normally I'd be saying 24 seconds, so the Vipers will probably hold for one, but I've got no guarantee they're going to do that. They're fun to watch. The level's great. If you're that type of player, this is where you want to play. Aaron White. Could be a real difference maker for Tenerife as they get into Kings Cup action in Spain when they get into the playoffs of the Basketball Champions League. Real difference maker for this roster. Makes the second.
First time out, hay tiempo por solicitado por el Rio Grande, Vipers.
So we're tied at, well, sorry, Tenerife have a 1-point advantage. Literally just a tick under 24 seconds remain. The Vipers take a timeout. Normal logic says they're going to run a 24-second set here.
I think they'll just play. They'll take it. If it's early, they'll take it. Interesting to see, but one thing you can be sure of, there'll be the word downhill in this timeout.
Double for Kobe. Stand here. We'll go at 8 seconds on the clock. All right? You're coming off. Kobe. Once he clears 2, start coming. You're here. Look for that. If it's not there, Kobe, stay space. ISO. All right? Be ready for the press break. You take the ball out. 2, you get back. All right? You and 2 are back. You check it out. Go.
I'm going to hold it for the final shot then.
They are going to hold it up.
I'm going to go to 8.
Tenerife will come up the floor. Wouldn't be surprised to see that trap come right now again, just for the one time. Sashu Salin incurs coach's video. That's his displeasure. Can't get it in. They go lob. That's a turn up.
Yeah.
They're going to foul on the inbounds. Jacoby Boykins. Tenerife have the timeout, and they're not going to take it. Sasha Salin with a 14-second set. Huertas. A slow play. And they're shooting free throw. Not the smartest 5 or 6 seconds for Rio Grande.
Definitely not. They even talked about the press coming out of the timeout, you know, tried to prepare themselves. So they did a good job there. Coach Mahmoud Abdul told his team where they should be against it, but he obviously can't make the inbound pass.
No. They look light. They look one guy light. Only 2 guys to be where there was only 1. Hence that to make the tough pass.
That's the first point of the night. Marcelino Huertas. He talks about what a season he's having in the Basketball Champions League. He's averaging 12 points. Basically 9 assists, just a tiny bit shy of that. Like that here tonight.
Pressure again, they beat it this time. There's the trap. They go long. There's always going to be a pass to someone. 7 seconds, they've got to go right now. There's Taylor, another turnover, chance to get this away. Still 2 on the clock. Salin feet set for 3, Ruck when he didn't need to.
Llegamos al momento de descanso, halftime. Iberostar Tenerife 51.
And not the best end of the quarter for Rio Grande. It leaves Iberostar Tenerife with a 51-48 advantage at the half. Gonna get a chance to look at these stats, Lloyd, and the numbers are good for everybody. Not overly impressive from the three-point line, but they're getting better.
Yeah, I mean, we said it's going to be a distinct, clash of styles, and it's been absolutely that, hasn't it? Tenerife, they pulled Shermadini, they went to smaller lineups, they tried to do lots in that first 20 minutes. I still think that they're going to make changes in that second half, zone or something defensively to change it up here, see if they can just get a spur and believe that'll be enough to win this one.
Well, I think everybody, us, yourselves are watching this wherever you are, going to need a break. Going to need to have a little blow, get a drink, relax, because the second half, if it's like the first, is going to be quick and frantic and up-tempo. Looking forward to it already. We're going to take about 10 minutes away now. We'll see you after that 10-minute break to talk about the second half. I would get very comfortable because you are going to see a lot of action. We'll see you in 10.
distancia porque no viene nadie.
Welcome back, Santiago Martin Arena. You are inside that amazing facility here in Tenerife at half-time of the second semi-final of the Intercontinental Cup, as Iberostar Tenerife have a narrow 51-48 point advantage over Rio Grande Valley Vipers, the current G League champions. It's been intriguing. It's been fascinating, but it's unbelievably quick, Lloyd.
Yeah, I mean, it's an up and down game. After we saw the last one, which is a bit of a grind it out affair. You can see there was 57 that San Lorenzo ended with, I believe. Already 51 in the first half for Tenerife here. Shows you the difference in the game between the first semi-final and this one, and that's down to the way the Vipers play this game. They space you out, they play fast, they play a lot of one-on-one basketball. They play their style, and they say, if you beat us playing this way, then so be it. But if you can't, this is the way we're going to play, and we're just going to try and challenge you to play us at that sort of game.
It's one of those, if you sit down now and analyze it, you think, well, if Tenerife play controlled, organized, whatever, they should be okay. But if they're like a step up, they could give up 9, 12 points in a hurry. So it's never a game that they're safe in. It's an intriguing battle, and in many ways, it's one of those challenges. If you're Coach Federetti, you love the challenge, but it's also you're very fearful of it.
I think that was a bit of a game for the referee also in that first half. You know, the way he's campaigning for calls for Shermadini, the play of subbing him out, that he can't be on the floor with the way the game was being officiated. I think he's doing that just for this second half here. And I would expect, like I say, some changes to the defense of Tenerife in this second half.
Great moment off the shot where Euster and White was like, well, who do you want to guard? They go, it doesn't matter. You know. It's, yeah, all right then, we're all right. Here we go. Start of the third quarter. Hang on to your hats for this one, because the first half has been quick. This, I don't expect it to get any slower. Isaiah Taylor has it. We'll take the full screen for Martin. Early three is good, in rhythm. Brandon Sampson strokes it.
A streaky team, but that's because they shoot it. They know what they're doing. They're going to take the three whenever it's available, and they'll hit them in bunches, they'll miss them in bunches.
White out top, goes to Shermadini, who does well to hang on. That's an interesting rotation. They get it to Euster, wide open, and he carries on where he left off in the first half. Just a super game for Santiago Euster.
Yeah, it's just so untraditional in the way they guard it. Most often, the other way quickly. The Vipers, they don't even double against Shermadini when it's a smaller man against him.
Shermadini does a good job not to draw the contact, while Sean Oakes comes up with a great finish. Lundberg finds Marcelino Huertas. So we'll get the ball screen for Shermadini, who now goes deep and gets roped really close to the... Oh, what a block! Quick is an understatement. Roach is fouled by Lundberg.
So I can see that what Tenerife now, they're trying to bring the ball high, so they're running the ball screen. Shermadini rolls, they'll throw the ball back to the man real high and try and enter from there. And I was about to say, like, that's the play they need. Shermadini is able to just catch and shoot without the help coming, but just the rotation from Sampson. So quick, so mobile in getting there. Shermadini still believes it's a goaltender.
Sideline possession after the foul. Martin relieves the pressure, faces up, steps to the three-point line, passes from Vic. Roach goes at Shermadini, who's on the floor, almost picks himself up. Martin for three is no good. Shermadini gets a little love from the official on that call, because I didn't really see Sean Oshis commit a foul. It's just a bit loose ball. There's not really a foul.
Is that the game that Coach Director was playing? You know, highlighting the fact that Shermadini was getting fouled in the first half.
Shermadini gets it in the low block, puts it on the floor, goes with a right-hand hook, and he's now changing it because he doesn't want to get it blocked. He lets it go a little quicker.
Keep going to him, you know, forcing it in there, and it's just taken away from the rest of their offense. And Shermadini, I mean, he's only got 6 points. Yeah. If you think, like, Lundberg's got 14, Euster's got 15, why do they need Shermadini to score? They might as well just play the game naturally.
Taylor will hand it off after having a look at his own. Roach just gets in, goes. Shermadini gets in the lane with his body pretty much. White's down the floor. They get Huertas on the trowel. He passes it up to Lundberg. Euster waits for the flyby, goes inside. White's underneath for two. And anyone on the floor could have shot it. They ended up with a two-potter from White. Straight at it, inside out. Roach puts it on the floor and attacks it. Is fouled by Euster. Took one for the team.
Really impressed with Taylor. He's been their best player. I mean, he's got 11. He's the lead scorer, 4 of 7. The amount of times he's broken his man down, and it's been from that a shot's come. So he may not even get the assist, but it's his initial action.
Deep three is in and out for Sampson. Huertas will advance it. Tenerife with a 3-point advantage. They get Shermadini deep again. They're going to give him a touch. But the help comes quickly, rolls it inside to White. Blocks! Oh, what a block! And they're up and running again. Just drops it. Layup off the glass is good for Taylor. Wow. Turn your offense into defense. Unbelievable.
How did he get back to that? White was so open. went to reverse it, you know, you'd have thought it would have used the ring to protect the ball.
Yeah. Shermadini inside out. Got a whistle on the play. They call it travel.
Technical, yeah. Good going right.
Look of a man who's frustrated. So they'll shoot the free throw, then they go back to the end line for a Viper basketball. Sampson's found himself on the free throw line.
Sampson.
I've got to say, the way the game is played, though, it's really hard. I know this is a silly thing to say. It's hard to keep track of the score.
Yes.
Because you know, the Tenerife play really well, and you look and you think they're leading and they're not, and then Vipers will go on a run and you think they're leading and actually they're not. This is zone from Tenerife, yeah, 3-2 zone.
Go to the high post, Martin. They just found the seam, blocked by Shermadini. Martin chases it down and he'll stay here with the Vipers. They're just so active.
It's the first time that we've really seen Shermadini's length help him there. Great defense from him, the recovery, just those arms.
Every time it's loose though, Lloyd, it's a Viper ball. They're just after it. Martin's a release out of bounds. Gets it on the block. Goes with a hook. Is foul. Will go to the free throw line. This is a good phase of play here for Rio Grande Valley Vipers. They get the technical because Shermadini gets a little frustrated. Shermadini's struggling to score. They've turned their defense into offense. Back with a tight game on the free throw line. I think at some point, Tenerife may have to accept they're going to, you know, forget the thing of trying to go inside to the big. They had some success with Guerra early before Guerra started to double team, and then he became an issue. So Martin's going to go 2 for 2. He's going to rotate out. The Rio Grande Vipers take the 2-point advantage. Chas will advance the basketball. Stuck. Still staying with this low post entry. The double team comes and then they rotate away from it. Shermadini is fouled on that one.
It's just really interesting to watch the way that Tenerife have just kind of lost their comfort level offensively now. You know, they're second guessing what they should be doing and how they're playing. Cuts they would naturally make, that they're not available in the same way because the defenders aren't in the same positions that they're used to. So, you know, they're finding it really difficult.
Sashu Sally's in the game. They turn it over straight away. Sampson brings it, gives it up. Everybody's on the move. Ball is backed out by Cornwell. This looks like it's going to go. Shermadini gets a piece. Cornwell puts it on the floor, gets to the middle, goes to the right hand. 2. 4-point game. Vipers, that's the first time they've opened it out a little bit since they had that big lead early. White on the quick release. Blows it, Shermadini.
I much prefer that. That's their set to go against the switch action rather than forcing it into Shermadini. It's plays like that I think will work a lot better.
Goes off the other side of the backboard. Salin has it. Got 5 on 4 at the moment. Here's White. Drops it to the corner. Eustace waits on the fly, but great recovery. Everyone Everyone's smiling for a change. They love that the referee gets involved. Semenini with a throw down. Guerra's in. They're staying with the one big lineup.
In many ways, it works better with Guerra on the floor because he's not such a focal point of the offense zone. Because they don't look to get him the same touches, it frees everybody else up. And then they immediately go to him in the one-on-one.
The help comes inside, outside, just with the extra. White on a flyby to the corner. And Huertas, smart as any veteran would be.
Hasn't taken the field goal yet, though.
Until then. Until then.
No, it doesn't count, does it?
I know, but until then he hadn't even looked to take a field. He wasn't ever going to shoot it. Huertas on the free throw line, chance to tie the game. In fact, lead the game, so I think they've given him three free throws. Makes the first. This is the middle of the free throws. Still with one to tie the game. They don't quite get the substitution scenario.
There's a little NBA to FIBA differences that the subbing in between the free throws. So Cohen Roach is ready to come back in after both free throws. He's tried to sub. Taylor's walked off the floor twice, and now he can.
Wow, 5:10 to go in the third. Halfway through the third, we're tied at 60.
So 3-2 again for Tenerife.
Roach. Quick slip by Maker. Almost loses it. The tough corner three is off. Houston comes up with another positive stat. Huertas in transition. White gets into Houston on the trowel. Just the flyby. White in the corner. Wide open for three. Is short. They go long. There's no way that's going to be held by Sampson. Pass overthrown.
Quite a few times, haven't they? Yeah. Rivals. At least 3 times they've tried to go over the top and thrown it out of bounds.
I love this crowd, though. It's so noisy. There's people in the crowd standing up, say, slow down, guys. Let's run a play. Let's play a little slower. Huertas is just not looking to shoot the basketball.
He's got to go against this mismatch here.
Finally takes a three, but he took one that was tougher than anything else.
Ball didn't hit the ring.
Ball didn't hit the ring. They gave him the reset. Referee had it. Referees, the ball did not hit the ring. And now we get a technical on Coach Videoletta, which is not the time to get one.
Yeah, it wasn't on Videoletta, it was on his staff because they're standing.
They're standing up, right?
Yeah. There's no need for that.
No.
Coach Videoletta. He's
on the bench, signaled it. Technical foul on the bench, so they'll shoot the...
They said it has hit the ring.
They said it had hit the ring?
Yeah, so they're going to give him 13 on the clock.
Then you have to say that the official is wrong to stop it in that moment. Missed the free throw. Marcelino Huertas wants the ball on the baseline. They're going to give it to him in the corner, which is probably the worst place to have it.
Especially with Maker guarding him out of bounds.
Just need to get it in. Where is the man? Puts it on the floor. Nice move for the throwdown. And everyone's looking at the pass, and Frank Guerra just puts it on the floor and flushes it for 2. Great decision. Inside, outside, almost stolen. They skip it to the 3. Is no good. Guerra knocks it to Iberostar. And Tenerife with some momentum. Only a 2-point game. Foul called on the play.
To show some fight now, Tenerife, aren't they? Some frustration coming through for them.
So, a little like-for-like substitutions for Tenerife. Same applies for Rio Grande as Martin comes back and Javari Brown checks in. There is the release. Chileno Huertas finds Salin on a quick release, steps back, building the shot it. Guerra, they try and create some space, and they all clear out. Salin on a quick take. They look for three, way off. Guerra's having some big effect off the bench. Salin, big rebound by Fulwell. He pushes, great pass, Roach with the throw down for two. And just when you think there's a little bit of order restored, we're off and running again.
That's a breakdown by Salin, that one. Guerra was shouting to him in transition to pick up the man. He's going over the top.
Easy two. Guerra again explodes onto the floor. Well, gets it up to Martin, puts it on the floor, wraps the pass, and out of bounds.
Started to go to those changes of defense, Tenerife. It's almost like the big man always is responsible for the weak-hand side of the floor. So Guerra's just got to run back and pick up the last man every time. There you see Salin, he was the man who was responsible in transition. Guerra can't keep up with approach in transition like that.
We'll be looking a long time to find anyone who can keep up with Roach in transition.
Taylor.
Yeah, Taylor. They're on the, unfortunately, for everyone else, they're on the same team. Lopez joins the game as well. Guerra gets another touch. The help comes. He recognizes it, finds Salin. Canute off the bench attacks it. Easy two. Still love the help is so aggressive. It really does give you something. It's interesting. Roach has it. Handles. Drops it inside. Corner three, they turn it down. Roach has it.
So 3-2 is working really well for Tenerife. Yeah. And this lineup's rotating hard as well. Guerra, Galo, got a lot of ground to cover those back spots.
Crowd trying to really build on this bit of piece of momentum here. 4 up, Salin has it, reversing. Cuello thinks about it, puts it on the floor. As it ripped away from him, chance to run the other way. Which just leads the break, gives it up. The corner three is open, is long from Boykins. And here comes Tenerife again. Guerra once gets the basketball. Foul on the play as Cornwell says, well, I'm either going to steal it or foul you. Taylor's back. Both teams in the penalty. Friend Guerra, who really has been effective. He was good in the first half when he came in, even better when he's coming in the second half. He just lost his way a little bit in the first.
Guerra's got 9 points, 4 rebounds. So Sherbadini's got 8 and 5. So
0 for 2 from the line on the last trip though. Here comes Taylor. Taylor and Roach in the backcourt. Brown gets it across to Osius. Taylor has it. Kicks it. Extra. They turn down the corner and take a tough one.
Much better rotation from Tenerife. They're not playing one-on-one this half. There's so much help on the drive and then so quick to recover on any kick out.
Nice pass. Beautiful cut. Easy two. Liero, oh, straight at it the other way. Foul on the play. Roach is going to have to peel himself off the floor. The floor wipers were so keen there that they almost wiped the floor before Roach was got up. That's what you like to see, though. You don't want to wait around for him to mop the floor. I have to tell them, couldn't the director get pictures of that though? They're just missing their moment of fame. Quick that time. Roach, who just takes off on the free throw line. Shakes his head. Still, genuinely only a two-possession game with the way these teams are playing. 1:10 to go in the third, 68-62, Roach. Goes 0 for 2. Guerra works hard on the glass. Lopez has it. Guerra. Cuts again. Extra pass. Salin. They chase him off the three-point line. Great defense by Taylor. Corner. Guerra puts it on the floor. He's out of bounds. That is how to close out and contain.
I know the corner three is perhaps more, prevalent in the game today, but how many times do you see that nowadays? The guys catch you on the baseline, they take a step back, and they're out of bounds. I would say there's one a game. Every game, guys stepping out of bounds in that same position.
Are you trying to say that we should make the court a little wider?
Well, either that or perhaps you need to start practicing a bit more. Guys, it's a big turnover.
Stop jumping, moving your feet around on the three as well. Get your feet set. Here's Taylor, moves it on to Sampson.
The way they're squeezing now in these lanes there. See Lopez again coming in.
Nice kick, the open three, Watkins.
Taylor once again on the penetration though.
Lopez pushes the other way, back to a three-point game. Last over 20 seconds left in the third. Bloomberg in the corner, takes it out. Guerrero wants and gets again. 9 on the possession. Guerrero steps through. Simple but effective.
Get it up.
Get it away. Well, the foul's been called. Sampson's going to go to the free throw line for 3 shots. And the Tenerife bench, in a word, is, let's just say they're perplexed. Let's take a look. There's nothing, there's no contact at all.
Silly got him on the back of the head. That's what he signaled to the bench when they asked.
But there was, I say, easy with slow motion. No contact whatsoever. What it does, it helps us. This is going to make it really even more interesting than it already is. And this will be the action for the third quarter. 3 for 3 to finish it off. And at the end of 3, Tenerife, the host club, have a 70-68 advantage over Rio Grande Valley Vipers. And I don't know how this is going to go. This is too close to call because there's not enough structure to say this is what someone's got to do. Statistically, 33 and 30% from the three-point line shouldn't really be a factor.
You see it there, the numbers for Vipers, 23 twos, 24 threes is what they've shot. Scoring slowed down on that quarter a little bit, 19 for Tenerife, 20 for the Vipers. Every other quarter they've been up over 25, both teams. But what a game this is going to be, eh? What a game.
I mean, for those people who are neutral, which can be when you're watching a basketball game, you want this to be like this with 30 seconds to go, because the game deserves that type of finish. You just want both teams to continue. Why can't, the way that I think you made a great point during that third quarter, because of what Tenerife had decided to try and focus on getting the ball inside, it's taken them out of their rhythm, because they are normally a better three-point shooting team than this. It's actually Salin at the start of the game in normal sort of mode, made back-to-back threes, hasn't made one since. They're looking to Santiago Justa as their best three-point shooter at the moment. They've gone away from Huertas. They're now trying to almost play a game against Vipers and beat Vipers playing Viper ball.
Yeah, I would say that third quarter was probably the best quarter for Tenerife. The problem is right down there at the end of the quarter, they made a couple of mistakes and momentum just went back to Vipers. But really, the way they played in that quarter, you felt like they should have had a bit of a lead here. They started to figure out using the low post and cutting from it. The 3-2 zone definitely helped them. And I think the biggest concern for Tenerife is they played well in that third quarter, and yet they're still only up 2. You know, you would expect, oh, we played well, we've really made some adjustments, we've started to figure it out a little bit, we would be up 6 or 7 points by now, and they're not. So that's the worrying sign for them, and that's probably, you know, that's a positive for Vipers. Like, they've had their run, and we're still right there with them.
And they've gone back to trying to force it into Giorgi Shermadini. Goes baseline, the help comes. Inside, outside. Canote's gone the flyby. Here's White, extra pass. Lopez for 3, in and out. Ball goes out of bounds, recovered. Shermadini for 2.
I think they take that shot against, you know, from Lopez. If you're the Vipers, you say that's what we're going to do. Still a zone, but a change in zone. 2-3 it looks like now. They've gone with White and Shermadini.
They're trying to fill the corners. Watkins for 3, sweet. Sorry, Jabari Brown with a 3. Sweet release on that one. Lopez.
Brown's got 9, all on 3s.
Goes to Shermadini. Interesting pass. Lopez has to shoot it. Way off, doesn't hit anything. Vipers are on the run again. Taylor behind the back. Martin can't complete, but will go to the line. There's about 4,000 referees in the gym at the moment. There's no way Martin traveled.
Yeah, well, they're all calling for travel. I'm not sure who they want the travel on.
It's definitely not Martin, unless they thought the pass was the travel. Martin's on the free throw line. Chance to give Vipers the lead again. That ties. This is 72. We got a new ball game with 8:40 to go. No, the ball didn't go in. The ball didn't go in. It's a 2-shot foul. The ball didn't go in.
Yeah. 2 officials know that. They do.
Okay. Chance for the Rio Grande Vipers to take the lead. They don't take it.
Just got to come back soon. It's been so good. Tenerife.
2-3 zone by the Vipers. 3 is short. And Tenerife have gone very, very slow at the start of this fourth quarter. Penetration in the lane. And Shermadini does well to get out of bounds. Ball comes off Lundberg.
So Shermadini avoided it. We didn't need to.
No, he should have just called it.
Yeah, came off the same man.
Interesting call. I think everyone, referees again, were adamant. Deep for Brown is no good. Shermadini comes down with a rebound. Lopez has it.
Brown was 3 of 3. Probably deserved 1 freebie.
Lopez gets it into Canita. They're going to go to Shermadini again. It just sticks here. Foul. No, it doesn't drop. Giorgi Shermadini's having one of those nights where he's just going to have to play through it. You know, that's a shot he will make hundreds of times and never even worry about it. You get your wish, Lloyd, used to his back. They've called that on the floor. Used is the inbound receiver. Lopez with Shermadini's screen. You know, Shermadini wants it in low block. Help is great, but he's not sealing the drive. They didn't play the free foot. Shermadini gets the 2. Can't let him step through. He can see the pivot foot there. You can see the free foot. They just got to guard that. And Shemadini, chance to make it a three-point play and a three-point lead. Roach, sorry, Taylor straight at it. Martin with a three is no good. Lopez has it, has no one down the floor. Shemadini is going to arrive in his own time. Sets the screen and doesn't dive, just wants it now mid-post. Tries to read the help, inside out. Thinks about the three, turns it down. White, wide open at the top, makes the three. Euster again makes a smart decision. He was off balance, wasn't really ready to shoot, so he didn't. Gets the pass to White. Probably for the first time in a long, long time, the Viper defense stood and didn't close out hard.
Yeah, they had to work so hard on the weak-hand side of the floor. There was three guys and they covered it well, but just one extra pass, they couldn't get back in time. You know, and again, you haven't seen Tenerife do that very often. Be able to make the extra pass and get such a clean look. So credit to them. The threat of Euster, for me, him coming back really has helped.
42 points off the bench for Tenerife. Really underlines the point you've been making about players coming in being more effective than players that started.
Absolutely. Well, if you look at the scorers squared up, he's got 11 off the bench. Euster's got 15, top scorer off the bench as well. So, you know, and even with this though, 78-72, Tenerife feel like they've got a bit of control. But let's not forget, they just got a wide open three there, out of transition for Martin. I mean, he had feet set, no one near him. Really good, clean look. He just happened to miss it, or it would have been a completely different one here. You know, they've had defense set, everybody back. Maybe wouldn't have got the same three-point shot if you're Tenerife the other way as well.
So here we go. You always look at results coming out of timeouts. 78-72. Both corners filled, which is what coach wanted. Here's Brandon Sampson. Martin will come to screen, fills the double team. Martin slips, goes up off the glass, is fouled, and he will go to the free throw line again. He'll be disappointed he didn't finish the play. Had a real opportunity here going against White. Gets a reasonable look at it. Doesn't finish the play, has to earn them from the free throw line.
That's an action that Tenerife would see a lot more. A short roll from Martin. And he has the ability to put it on the floor a lot more than the fives in Europe.
Yeah.
But still, Tenerife didn't do a good job of guarding that.
Martin goes 2 for 2. Cuts it to a 4-point advantage. Here comes Alejandro Lopez into the half court. Berg, and they'll look at Euster, they turn him down. Shemadini's got to get a touch. They go into the block. Well, Lopez just about recovered. It did really well to hang on. Only 5 on the possession. Extra pass. Euster for 3 is long. Shemadini's on it. And the ball will go to Rio Grande Valley Vipers. Still only a 4-point game. Guerra's coming, as is Sashu Salin. Still no word attached in the ball. It just won't go away. The game won't, no one can really establish control because the game has no real control within it. It's just toe-to-toe stuff. Finding the corner wide open, Brown for 3.
Just too easy. Brown has already made 3. His feet set. Great pass again from Taylor.
Stuck. Guerra wants to touch. A little bit further off the block. Spins to the baseline. Needs a pass. Salin not ready to shoot it. Puts it on the floor. An extra pass. Lundberg attacks it. Little floater in the lane. Doesn't get it to go. The ball will stay with Tenerife. Salin, who's normally the guy that wants to shoot it, always ready to shoot it. Passed up a couple of open opportunities. Euster again is the release. Guerra in the block. Goes to the middle, turns it over.
Still was there, just waiting for the double team to come. It never did. So he didn't really want the ball through at the wrong time.
Yeah, it shouldn't have left. He had one-on-one in the block. Easy finish. Turned it down. 1 point game. Brown again in the corner. This time, pass made him reach for it a little bit. Here comes Lundberg. Game lost any semblance of real structure. Even for Tenerife structure is to throw it into the low block and see what you get. Quiet. Goes back to Guerra in the block. And there was no help that time. Inside, outside for Yusta for three. And Yusta is having a game. Super game for Santiago Yusta. Brown takes it strong. Goes up, doesn't get the drop. Lundberg, Yusta gets it, goes back to Lundberg, drops it inside. You have to ask the question why, as he had the far side of the ring open, dropped it inside because he was going to drop it inside. And Lundberg's going to sit, goes out after that poor decision. And Huertas comes back, you would think, to try and close this game out, and he's going to have to work hard to do it. Just under 5 to go, 4 point game. Still too close to call here. Sort of situation normally where Huertas should be looking at to take over in terms of responsibility. Guerra in the block, one-on-one. Help doesn't know if it's going to come. Martin does come, drops it to Yusta. Great use of the body for two.
If they win this game, Santi Yusta's done everything, hasn't he?
Yeah.
20 points now for him.
Martin, quick, turns it over.
It's going to be an unsportsmanlike.
It has to be an unsportsmanlike foul. No, they just called it as a reach. They are going to review it. In the World Cup, there was great coverage. You got to listen to this conversation. And it really helped everybody in the gym. Yeah, the ball's gone. He's left it there. Let's have a look. The ball's gone. That's unsportsmanlike.
Look at what you can't see behind the two officials is probably 10 Tenerife fans hanging over the side, telling the referees what they should be calling and what they see on the monitor.
If this isn't called unsportsmanlike, the fans are not going to be happy.
No.
Any day of the week, in our opinion, I think I'm talking for both of us here, that's an unsportsmanlike foul.
Okay. Go back a little bit and then run it in normal speed. Normal speed.
Normal speed, yeah.
No.
Go back, go back.
Now,
okay, now. Go back. For me, look, point of contact. C1, go unsportsmanlike. We go. C1, sportsmanlike.
These calls have codes. Yeah, they had to call it unsportsmanlike. The Tenerife fans love the officials right now. That will last until the next call, Roy.
Absolutely.
There's probably, in the bars in Tenerife tonight, the two guys behind the bench would say they influenced them and made the call. Because they were almost as close to the camera, the screen, as the two officials.
Yeah, but the other thing is, look at the bottom of the screen. None of the Vipers players have a clue what's going on. They're all asking the referee why they shoot free throws. So they're trying to get it explained to them. These are big calls. 2 free throws here for Yusta.
And possession,
well.
yeah.
And possession. Yeah.
And a technical foul. They will understand that one because they did carry on talking. So Thornwell gets the technical foul. He won't understand it. He won't understand the unsportsmanlike. That's what he won't understand. That's 3 from the line plus possession for Tenerife on the back of the stop. And all of a sudden it's a 9-point game. It could be a 12-point game by the time we finish this possession. And with 4:39 to go, still only 12, Lloyd. It's only 4 shots.
So we talked about a double-digit lead is nothing in this game.
Salin gets it back to Huertas. Salin lifts. Huertas thinks about it. Salin for 3 is short. And here comes down the floor. Easy 2 on the break. Throw it down. Brandon Sampson just, with a lot of passion, threw it down. It's back to 7. Yusta finds Salin in the corner. He's gone very cold. White at the high post. Gets it to Yusta. Takes it far side of the ring. He's fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line. Yusta has just been unbelievable. Super performance all round.
Santi Yusta made the ACB All Young Players team in 2018. He's played first year with Tenerife, but played with Real Madrid as well. Grew up with their program alongside Torrejon in Madrid. He's a man with a great pedigree in junior national teams for the Spanish. And at this moment in time, he's the only guy that looks confident. So this last time they sent the 2 guys, Vipers have sent 2 players to the corners. This was a little pitch back play for Martin for 3. Let's have a look, see if he does it again here. Yep.
Well, Martin doesn't look at the 3. There's the handoff. Brown turns the corner in traffic. And it's Yusta again with a steal. Has it knocked away. And then Rio Grande start going, they were always too quick for themselves. Started running the floor and then left the ball behind.
Back-to-back turnovers from Vipers. I haven't seen that though. They looked after the ball pretty well. We said about the passes over the top. That haven't worked. Apart from that, it felt like they haven't had a lot of turnovers.
Especially for the pace they play the game at.
20 on the game, looking at the stats. But
I think there's at least 6 of those is that over-the-top pass. And if you're playing up-tempo like this, you are going to turn the ball over. And now Tenerife have got this thing where they attack the ball. Huertas, please shoot the ball, I think, is the statement.
So hesitant, aren't they? Everybody but Santi Yusta right now. If Vipers take away his shot...
They're going to go travel on the play. Isaiah Taylor, his frustration begins to bubble over a little.
Vipers have just got to take away Yusta right here. Let's have another look.
I don't see the travel.
Sure.
I can almost see the no call on the foul. I don't see the travel. Salin. White. Just let go of it. Looks quick, out of rhythm. This is what's been the problems for Tenerife the whole game. The style of game is just taking them away from how they run. Brown thinking about it. Steps back. Takes the tough 3. Is good. Loving this side of the floor. Loving the corner. Brown just fills another 3 up. Back to his 2-possession game. Under 3 to go. Huertas. Yusta. Salin's going to sit. Shemartini's going to come back for Guerra.
Wow, it's a big call.
Vidiaretta stuff, though. It's unusual to take out Salin at this moment. But he's been so hesitant on shooting the 3 ball. 2-possession game, 2:50 to go. We're talking about possession games with 3 minutes to go. Huertas will get the Shemartini screen. Huertas!
There's just too much room on that one.
Normal service resumed for Marcelino Huertas.
They've been daring him to shoot it, but he just had too much.
Turnover again. They look long. Lundberg. Oh, what a block! You can see it coming from anywhere in the gym. Spiked. It wasn't just blocked, it was spiked to the floor. A little bit of awareness. Martin just didn't give up on the play, as you'd expect. So they have to earn it. 9-point game with the basketball. Lundberg, Huertas goes to the weak side. They go high. Justa lines up the three. Oh my word! Santiago Justa is having a career night by Iberostar Tenerife, and they open up a 12-point lead, pretty much on the back of Santiago Justa.
I mean, he has been everything, hasn't he? 28. Incredible game for him. But more than the scoring as well, he's been both ends of the floor. Santi Justa, 7 rebounds and 4 steals. He's gone quietly through, 3 assists as well. You know, really, sometimes you say when a team wins, it's down to one guy. And that's been the case for Tenerife here. If they go on to win this game, it's been all Santi Justa.
Yeah. A 24-14 quarter for Tenerife. They're almost over the line, but this is just a 4-possession game. That disappears in a moment if Rio Grande get going from the 3-point line again. They need stops, though. The issue now is they need stops, and they need them pretty quickly.
Game's not done, though, for sure. With this Vipers team, if there's anyone in world basketball that can get back, you know, a double-digit lead in a couple of minutes, it's this team. So they're going to come bring the full court pressure here.
The issue for them, as much as anything else, let's have a look, just check the foul count. It's rocking in Tenerife. The trouble is they're already in the penalty if they go up the floor and they can't foul. Then again, they might have enough time to go 3 against 2 in terms of points. Formwell gets to the middle, out of bounds. And if you just think back, if it does go all wrong, if it goes down to an unsportsmanlike and technicals, and then they used to points. Bad moments for the Rio Grande Valley Vipers. White beats the pressure, moves it on. Justa, oh, it's off. Put that one in the book, he missed one. Chance to run down the floor. Here they go again, and off the feet will be a Vipers basketball. Taylor was wide open down the middle. Brown had already made up to look to the baseline. 1:44 to go. In Viper time, there's more than enough time to get back in this. 94 to 82. They go long out of bounds. Wide open, Roach fills it up from the 3-point line. Huertas. Brown plays a little football with it. .138 to go, 9-point game. Rio Grande Vipers up the floor. They go long. Shermadini just leaked out. Easy 2. But all year, Huertas and Shermadini have been the focal point for everything that Tenerife have done, and they beat the press with a single pass. Orwell can't get through the job. Shermadini cleans up on the glass. Huertas needs a pass, finds one. Lundberg throws it down. And the 13-point game does not do this game any justice whatsoever. Foul mid-court. They had fouls to give. It'll be the 13th foul for Tenerife. Shermadini's going to sit. Guerra comes in. Even the Rio Grande Vipers look a little gassed at the moment.
Yeah, the turnovers have been loose turnovers, haven't they, in this 4th quarter?
Well, that's what, six turnovers in this quarter?
Yeah, that's been their undoing. If they, you know, assuming they go to lose this game, and it's for sure not over yet, but that's what they're going to look back at. Those loose passes that have gone out of bounds, especially at crucial moments.
whenever they're screening this guy, be in center field. Right now, they got their two bigs, flashing up here, communicating, switch them. This guy's got to make the read. Grab the first pass, and then follow the second. Let's see if we can extend the game. See what we can do.
So 1-12 between Tenerife and a spot in the final, where they'll renew a rivalry with Segafredo Bologna. The two teams that faced each other in the Basketball Champions League final last year are 1-12 away from renewing that rivalry. Here's Roach, takes it on the dribble. Houston takes away the drive. Roach steps back for the long two, is no good. Conte comes down with the defensive rebound. Huertas has it. Normally everybody in a yellow uniform feels safe. As Lundberg gets the reverse layup. 100-85. And they just will not lie down and go away. Dallas Norwell with the three. Substitution as Alberto Cabrera gets some floor time here. Much to the delight of the fans as Huertas sits. Still a four-possession game. Foul by Isaiah Taylor. I'd have given it one more go. You know, without Huertas on the floor, who knows what would have happened in the backcourt.
Yeah, we heard at the timeout they wanted to trap the first pass and then foul the second. I think.
But that was while Huertas was still in the game, though, right? Without Huertas, this Tenerife lineup. Guerrero's been good as well.
Another turnover.
Another turnover. It's
tired.
Time difference, tiredness, whatever you want to call it. The fourth quarter has been a quarter too much. 14-point game. Doesn't feel like a 14-point game.
Tenerife scored 30 in this fourth quarter.
Crowd love it. Cabrera scores. And another turnover, or is it a foul called? Foul called on the before the ball was passed. This crowd will be back. They'll be back on Sunday. Because on Sunday, Roach puts it on the floor. On Sunday, as Guerrero fouls, Tenerife will be playing Segafredo versus Bologna for the Intercontinental Cup. And Tenerife know they've been in the game work.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very flattering score for them, really, the way this has gone.
Roach is good with a second. Guerrero gets it off. Guerrero gets it, plays a little bit of give and go. Open for three. They should just stop the game on that three. As Houston finishes the game with a three. No, he doesn't. He finishes it with a steal. Canete 3-on-1. Guerrero lines up the three. Got it. Iberostar Tenerife with a huge fourth quarter. Win this one 110-89. A scoreline that definitely flatters them. A scoreline that does not reflect what a game that was. Let's not reflect on some of the what we've seen is a hell of a basketball game, a hell of an effort by Rio Grande Valley Vipers. Did a really marvelous job for 3 and a bit quarters, and then they look gassed. Maybe there's some time difference, but they end up on the wrong end of that 110-89 scoreline that will see them play San Lorenzo for 3rd and 4th on Sunday afternoon. And then it will see Iberostar Tenerife by Segafredo Virtus Bologna in a repeat of the Basketball Champions League final from 2019 in the final of the 2020 Continental Cup. In spite of that type of performance from the three-point line, Jabari Brown in the third and fourth quarter in particular, so good from the three-point line. Tenerife in the end found the way. And you've got to say, for whatever reason, that Rio Grande Valley Vipers, to an extent, ran out of steam. As is the case in every one of these games, there'll be a player of the game. There's no prizes for this. They're guessing that Santa Justa has put up a career performance for Tenerife. 2018 Liga Endesa Young Player Team. 2020 Player of the Game in the semi-final of the Continental Cup. Just had a phenomenal game from the moment he stepped on the floor. Both ends of the floor, steals, rebounds, as well as 31 points. Tenerife at home have a habit of winning championships on the continental stage. Basketball Champions League, they won the first edition of that competition. Now they've got a chance on their own floor to win the Intercontinental Cup. We're going to get a chance to listen to Santiago Justa's thoughts on that game. He's talking on court right now.
Santi, congratulations. Tough win against a very different style team.
Yes, they were a different style, like you said. They ran too much, like too much one-on-one, but I think we defense good. We got to the rebound very well. That's it, we won the game.
Yeah, and for you personally, obviously 31 points, very big individual performance, coming off the back of a good performance against Pro Bamberg as well in the Basketball Champions League.
Well, I try to do my game, I try to help my team, and today was a big day for me, and I appreciate it.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Santa Justa understated. Tenerife 68 and 38, 67 and 39 for Rio Grande Vipers. 33 threes against 27 twos for the G League team. Dominance on the glass by Tenerife. 25 assists is always a great number for the Spanish Liga Endesa lineup. Justa with 31, Lundberg with 18. Shemadini, for all his woes, for all his troubles, still chipped in with 15 points. And it was just a great all-round performance. There's the confirmation. Sigafrida Virtus Bologna will play Iberostar Tenerife. Less than a year ago, they faced off for the Basketball Champions League. On Sunday, they face off for the Intercontinental Cup. For now, until Sunday, it's good night.